Welcome to Cosmic Sleepy Science. The night settles gently around you. Before we begin, a quiet question. Where are you in this moment? A bedroom where shadows rest softly against the walls. A familiar space where the day finally releases its hold. Wherever you find yourself, you are exactly where you belong. Let your body settle into stillness. There is nowhere else to be. Nothing left to do. Tonight, we drift through the deep ocean. We'll move slowly through the quiet waters where light fades, rest within the ancient rhythms of marine life, and float peacefully across the ocean floor where time moves differently. There is no need to stay awake. If sleep finds you along the way, let it come. These words will continue without you. There is no test, no memory required, only rest. If these peaceful journeys bring you comfort, a gentle like, comment, or subscribe helps this quiet space continue. And if you're already here with us, thank you. Your presence means more than words can hold. One deep breath, and we begin. The ocean is vast. It is deep. Its depths are beyond our imagination, stretching further than the highest mountains on land, as if the planet itself holds an entire universe under the surface. As we slowly begin our descent into the dark, we leave behind the warmth of the sun, and the light begins to fade. There are no abrupt transitions in this world. Everything moves gradually, as if inviting us to take our time. Here, time itself flows differently. The first thing you notice as we sink further into the abyss is the silence. A complete stillness envelops us, broken only by the sound of our breath and the occasional whisper of the current, pushing us along. There is no noise of waves crashing, no sound of wind. The ocean floor lies still, untouched by the world above. As we descend deeper, the light fades completely, and we are surrounded by absolute darkness. The deeper we go, the more this darkness surrounds us, wrapping us in a quiet, calming embrace. Without light, the world here is like a vast black canvas, untouched by human hands, only illuminated by the faintest glimmers of life. The temperature begins to change. The deeper we go, the colder it becomes. But this coolness is not jarring or sudden. It's a gentle transition, as if the ocean is gradually drawing us into its rhythm. In this space, nothing rushes. The water here moves slowly, almost imperceptibly. Time does not seem to matter. The pace is dictated by the slow, unhurried flow of the deep sea. As we descend further, we begin to encounter the first of the deep ocean's inhabitants. Far beneath the surface, life continues without the urgency that characterizes the world above. Here, creatures have adapted to the extreme pressures and total darkness, creating a world that exists in a state of peaceful, patient harmony. These creatures, often strange and ethereal, are not bound by the same rules as their surface-dwelling cousins. They move slowly, purposefully, as if they have all the time in the world. One such creature is the bioluminescent jellyfish, its soft glow faint against the overwhelming darkness. These creatures are designed to survive in the deep, where sunlight cannot reach. Their glow is not a display of aggression or attraction, but a tool for survival. The jellyfish pulses slowly in the water, its body an elegant, almost ethereal form that seems to float effortlessly in the stillness. As we watch it, we can see how its light gradually illuminates the surrounding waters, casting soft shadows on the black depths. But the ocean is not empty, even if it seems so at first. The deeper we go, the more we begin to notice the faintest signs of life, flickers of light here and there, shadows of creatures moving silently in the darkness. Some of these creatures have adapted to the absence of light, using their bioluminescence to communicate, attract mates, or confuse predators. These small flashes of light are like a secret language, a slow dance in the dark. The further we descend, the more we realize the vastness of the ocean. It is a space so immense that it feels as though we could float here forever, surrounded by creatures that thrive in this eternal twilight. And yet, even in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, there is still a sense of peace. The pressure is immense, the darkness complete, but here nothing is rushed, and the world continues in its own slow, silent way. As we approach the ocean floor, we come to the realization that the darkness is not a void. It is a living, breathing space, full of mystery and quiet wonder. There is no need for hurry here. Every movement, every creature, every ripple in the water moves in its own time. This is the rhythm of the ocean. We float gently downward, the current pushing us slowly toward the ocean floor. The depth seems infinite, yet at the same time, there is a sense of comfort in knowing that we are part of something much larger. The ocean is vast, but it is also calm. And in this vastness, we find a kind of peace that only exists in the deep. As we reach the ocean floor, the dark abyss gives way to a new world, a world of quiet, patient rhythms. Here, in the deepest parts of the ocean, time slows to a crawl. There is no rush to reach the next step, no urgency to move faster. Everything moves at the pace of the ocean itself. As we sink deeper, light continues to elude us. The world outside our small bubble of consciousness is completely black, an all-encompassing darkness that stretches far beyond where our eyes can see. Yet even in this seemingly endless blackness, there is life. The creatures that thrive in these depths are far removed from the bustling surface world. In the absence of light, they have adapted in ways that are both strange and beautiful. They have learned to survive without the warmth of the sun, relying instead on their own methods of light and perception. In this part of the ocean, bioluminescence reigns. The creatures that inhabit this world glow in the darkness, their lights casting faint, otherworldly glows that seem to pulse and flicker with an almost hypnotic rhythm. These small flashes are the only signs of life in the utter blackness. The darkness is no longer empty but filled with these quiet, glowing souls of the deep. One such creature is the jellyfish, its translucent body glowing softly with bioluminescence, trailing delicate tendrils behind it like an ethereal ghost. The jellyfish moves with slow, deliberate grace, its glow cutting through the darkness like a beacon. But its light is not meant to guide us. It is meant to guide other creatures, those that share the same space in the vast ocean abyss. The jellyfish is a living lantern, illuminating the dark world around it in its own quiet, gentle way. As we watch the jellyfish pulse through the water, we are struck by the serenity of its movements. There is no hurry here, no frantic rush to get somewhere. The jellyfish moves with the calm patience of the deep, its soft light casting long shadows that stretch far into the darkness. It is as if the ocean itself has decided to move at its own pace, and all its inhabitants, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales, are content to follow its rhythm. There are other creatures here in the depths too. Creatures that, like the jellyfish, have adapted to this eternal night. Some of them produce light in a variety of patterns, from flickering sparks to steady, glowing streams of light. These creatures communicate with one another, using their bioluminescence to signal, to attract mates, and to warn predators of their presence. In this lightless world, survival is not about speed or strength. It is about patience and persistence. Life here moves slowly, following the ebb and flow of the ocean currents, and every creature must adapt to this unhurried pace. The deep sea is a place where time seems to stand still, where each moment stretches endlessly, and where life proceeds at a gentle, deliberate rhythm. The creatures here do not chase after fleeting moments. They have all the time in the world. Some creatures, like the anglerfish, use their bioluminescent lures to attract prey, waiting patiently in the dark until something moves close enough for them to strike. Others, like the giant squid, silently glide through the water, their movements slow and deliberate, as if they too are in no rush to reach their destination. This is the rhythm of the deep ocean, slow, deliberate, and filled with quiet patience. It is a rhythm that has existed for millions of years, long before humans ever set foot on the Earth's surface. In this world, everything is interconnected, each creature moving in harmony with its surroundings, each moment flowing into the next. As we continue to drift through this bioluminescent world, we are reminded of how small we are in the face of the vast ocean. The darkness is overwhelming, but it is not threatening. It is simply a reminder of how little we truly know of the world around us. The ocean floor stretches far below us, an uncharted wilderness that few have ever seen. And yet, even here, life finds a way to thrive. The creatures we encounter in this realm are not afraid of the dark. They embrace it. In the deep ocean, the absence of light is not something to be feared. It is simply the way of the world. The darkness is a constant companion, a silent partner in the slow, steady dance of life beneath the waves. In this world, there is no need for color. There is no need for bright lights or vibrant hues. The creatures of the deep do not need to see the world in the same way that we do. They have developed their own methods of perception, relying on their sense of touch, sound, and of course, light. In this place, the light they produce is not a symbol of hope or joy. It is simply a tool for survival. The faint glows we see are not there to impress or inspire. They are there to guide, to protect, and to signal. The deep sea is a place where light serves a practical purpose, where it is used to communicate, to hunt, and to avoid danger. It is a quiet, understated form of beauty, one that does not demand attention, but simply exists. As we drift deeper into this world, we begin to understand the rhythm of the ocean, the slow, measured pace that defines life beneath the waves. It is a pace that is both calming and humbling, reminding us that there is no need to rush, no need to hurry. In the deep ocean, everything moves in its own time. The creatures here do not compete for attention. They do not race toward a destination. Instead, they move slowly, deliberately, each one playing its part in the intricate web of life that exists beneath the surface. There is no rush, no hurry, only the deep, steady rhythm of the ocean, stretching out before us in all its vast, eternal silence. As we journey deeper into the heart of the ocean, we finally reach the ocean floor, where the landscape takes on a new, mysterious quality. Here, in the stillness, everything slows down even more. The soft undulations of the ocean floor are shaped by the slow, constant movement of the water above. But beneath us, the earth itself holds a quiet, ancient rhythm. There is no rushing here, only the calm, almost meditative motions of the deep. The ocean floor is vast, stretching out like an endless desert of dark sand. Its surface is covered in the fine silt of countless centuries, an accumulation of time and decay. There is no hurry in the ocean floor. Everything is still and settled. The pressure here is immense, the weight of the entire ocean above us pressing down. But still, life persists. The floor of the ocean is a quiet place, where the normal rules of nature seem to be softened by the relentless passage of time. From this deep and quiet place, the world feels even more remote, as though we've entered a different dimension entirely. There is a profound sense of isolation here, but it is not one of loneliness. Instead, it is a peaceful solitude, where life has carved out its own space and moves with a deliberate and slow rhythm. The ocean floor, while vast and empty at first glance, is alive in ways we can only begin to understand. The creatures that call this place home are uniquely adapted to the crushing pressures and total darkness of the ocean depths. In this part of the ocean, the living beings we encounter have evolved in ways that would seem almost alien to us. The conditions here are extreme. Temperatures hover just above freezing, and the pressure is thousands of times greater than at the surface. But despite these challenges, life not only exists, but flourishes. Some creatures, like the giant tube worms, are anchored deep in the seabed, their long, thread-like bodies extending upward into the water. These creatures have adapted to the extreme conditions by forming a unique partnership with the bacteria that live within them. The bacteria help the tube worms to survive by converting the chemicals found in the deep sea vents into nutrients, creating a delicate but efficient ecosystem. Here, in the complete absence of sunlight, life finds a way to survive by utilizing the chemicals that bubble up from deep within the earth. This is a world where energy does not come from the sun, but from the very heart of the planet itself. Other creatures, like the deep sea crabs, scuttle across the floor, their pincers waving in the darkness. These creatures are scavengers, feeding on the remains of other organisms that have fallen to the ocean floor. Their dark, crusty exteriors are perfectly suited for the environment, resilient to the crushing pressures and capable of withstanding the freezing temperatures. They move slowly, methodically, each step calculated and deliberate, as if aware that time is of no consequence here. The ocean floor is not just a barren wasteland, as it might first appear. It is a living, breathing world where life persists in the harshest of conditions. It is a place of quiet resilience, where creatures exist without the need for speed or competition. Here, life moves at its own pace, following the natural rhythm of the ocean. As we drift along the ocean floor, we notice the strange geological formations that rise from the depths. These towering underwater mountains, known as seamounts, rise up from the ocean floor like ancient sentinels, their jagged peaks reaching toward the surface world. These seamounts are rich with marine life, providing shelter and sustenance for countless species. The hydrothermal vents that dot the seafloor also create small oases of life in an otherwise barren environment. These vents, spewing out hot water and minerals, create an ecosystem all their own, with unique organisms that have adapted to the extreme heat and pressure. But the ocean floor is not only shaped by life. It is shaped by the slow, relentless forces of nature. The movement of tectonic plates, the shifting of the earth beneath the ocean, and the constant erosion of the seafloor have created an ever-changing landscape. The ocean floor is a place of constant transformation, where the landscape changes imperceptibly over time, shaped by forces far beyond our control. Yet despite this, life remains, holding on in the face of these powerful forces. The ocean floor is a testament to the resilience of life and the quiet power of nature. In the darkness of the ocean floor, the idea of time feels almost irrelevant. The deep ocean moves at its own pace, slow and deliberate. The currents that shape the seabed are gentle, moving with the subtlety of a calm breeze. The creatures that inhabit this space move without urgency, each following the rhythms of the deep. Life here exists in a peaceful, unhurried state, where time is measured in the slow drift of particles and the gentle flow of water. There is something profoundly calming about the ocean floor. The silence here is unlike any silence we know. It is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of stillness, a deep, abiding calm that seems to permeate every inch of the seafloor. The ocean floor is a place where time slows to a crawl, where the world moves at its own pace, and where life continues in the quietest, most patient way. As we continue to explore this vast and quiet world, we are reminded that the ocean is not a place of chaos, but a place of balance. The creatures that inhabit it are perfectly suited to their environment, each one moving in harmony with the natural rhythm of the deep. The ocean floor is a world of peace, where life moves slowly, steadily, and without interruption. In this world, there is no need to rush. There is no competition for resources, no need to fight for survival. Life here simply exists, following the ancient rhythms of the ocean. It is a reminder that life, in all its forms, is a precious gift, and that sometimes the most profound beauty lies in the quiet, unhurried moments of existence. The deeper we go into the ocean, the more we encounter life that seems otherworldly. The creatures of the deep sea are unlike anything we can imagine. Their forms and adaptations tailored to a world of complete darkness and immense pressure. These creatures are born from the depths, thriving in a world where the rules are completely different from those we know. At these depths, survival is not about speed or strength, but about adaptation. The creatures of the deep sea have evolved in ways that make them perfect for this hostile environment. Their bodies are designed to withstand the crushing pressures of the deep, where the weight of the water above them is unbearable to us on land. Their senses are attuned to the subtleties of the deep ocean, where sight is of little use and light is a rare commodity. One of the most remarkable creatures we encounter is the anglerfish. It is a creature of the deep, its body designed to withstand the immense pressure and cold temperatures of the ocean's abyss. The anglerfish has developed a bioluminescent lure that hangs in front of its face, a tiny glowing light that attracts prey in the darkness. This lure is the anglerfish's primary tool, a beacon in the blackness of the deep. As we watch the anglerfish move through the dark waters, we are struck by the eerie beauty of its glow. The fish itself is a dark shadow, its eyes glowing with the faint light of its lure. It is a creature perfectly adapted to its environment, moving slowly and deliberately, never in a rush. Other creatures of the deep, like the giant squid, are equally remarkable in their adaptations. The giant squid is a master of stealth, its long tentacles reaching out into the darkness, feeling its way through the water. These creatures move with a quiet grace, their large eyes adapted to the dim light of the deep ocean. The squid's body is built for speed when necessary, but it is also capable of moving slowly and deliberately, conserving its energy in the cold, dark waters of the deep. The deep sea is also home to some of the most fascinating creatures that seem almost alien in their appearance. The giant tube worms, for example, have no eyes, no mouth, and no digestive system. Instead, they survive by forming a symbiotic relationship with the bacteria that live inside them. These bacteria convert the chemicals found in the deep sea vents into nutrients, providing the tube worms with the sustenance they need to survive in an environment that would be inhospitable to most life. As we move through this strange world, we are reminded of the incredible adaptability of life. These creatures have learned to survive in ways that defy our understanding, their bodies perfectly suited to the extreme conditions of the deep ocean. In the absence of light, in the crushing darkness of the deep sea, life continues to thrive, moving slowly and steadily, following the rhythm of the ocean. As we float deeper into the ocean's embrace, we begin to observe something that is both captivating and eternal: the ocean's currents. These slow, invisible forces flow through the depths, shaping the world below in ways we cannot see, but can undoubtedly feel. The currents of the deep are not just about moving water, they are about shaping life itself. Like an unseen hand, they guide the creatures of the deep, creating patterns and rhythms that have been in place for millions of years. In the deep ocean, currents are not like the winds we feel on land. They are the slow-moving forces that sweep through the ocean floor, pushing and pulling with a patient, unhurried pace. These currents, created by temperature and salinity differences, create vast, slowly flowing rivers beneath the waves. Some currents travel for thousands of miles, moving water across entire continents. These movements are invisible to the naked eye, yet they are responsible for shaping much of what we see below. The ocean currents move in patterns that are as ancient as the Earth itself. They are part of a global circulation system that regulates the planet's climate and keeps the oceans in constant motion. The surface currents are driven by the wind, but as we dive deeper into the ocean, we encounter a different kind of current, one that is far more powerful and complex. These deep currents are driven by differences in water temperature and salinity, creating a vast, interconnected network of flows that stretch across the entire globe. The impact of these currents is far-reaching. They transport nutrients, oxygen, and heat throughout the ocean, maintaining the delicate balance of life in the deep. Without these currents, life in the ocean would not be sustainable. The movement of water is essential for bringing vital nutrients to the creatures that live in the depths, supporting ecosystems that rely on this constant flow. The deep-sea creatures that live here have evolved to adapt to these slow-moving currents, using them to navigate the vast ocean, find food, and communicate. As we drift through the depths, we begin to feel the pull of the current. It moves us gently, as if guiding us through the ocean's vast expanse. There is a sense of timelessness here. The currents have been moving for as long as the ocean has existed. Each movement, a small part of the grand cycle of life. In the deep, we feel connected to something far larger than ourselves, a force that has shaped the planet for millions of years. These currents are not just a physical phenomenon, they are also a metaphor for the passage of time itself. In the deep ocean, time is experienced differently. It moves slowly here, unhurried, like the currents that flow beneath the surface. The deep ocean is a place where the concept of time seems irrelevant. Here, life moves at a pace dictated by the slow rhythm of the water. The creatures that live in these depths are not concerned with rushing through life. They are content to move with the currents, taking their time, following the natural flow of the ocean. As we continue our journey, we come to understand that these currents are not just a backdrop for the creatures of the deep. They are the very lifeblood of the ocean. Without them, the ocean would not be able to support the vast ecosystems that rely on them. These slow-moving currents connect every part of the ocean, from the shallow waters of the coast to the deepest trenches of the abyss. They are a vital part of the planet's climate system, regulating temperatures, distributing nutrients, and supporting life in ways we are only beginning to understand. In the deep, we also see the effects of these currents on the ocean floor. The slow, steady movement of the water has shaped the seafloor over millions of years, creating underwater mountains, valleys, and ridges. These currents have carved the landscape of the deep, shaping the ocean floor into a world that is as varied and dynamic as the creatures that live there. The flow of water has created a complex, ever-changing environment that is constantly shifting and evolving. The deep ocean is not static. It is a place of constant movement where the currents shape the landscape and life itself. The creatures of the deep are not passive observers of these movements. They have adapted to live in harmony with the flow of the water. Many deep-sea creatures, like the giant squid, have evolved to use the currents to their advantage, allowing them to navigate the vast ocean without expending much energy. Others, like the deep-sea jellyfish, drift slowly with the currents, their bioluminescent bodies glowing softly in the darkness, creating a peaceful, mesmerizing dance. As we continue to drift, we feel the deep, steady pull of the currents moving us forward. The ocean is vast and mysterious, but we are no longer strangers to it. The currents have welcomed us, guiding us through their world, showing us the rhythms of the deep. There is no rush here. We are moving at the pace of the ocean, letting the gentle pull of the current guide us through this peaceful, unhurried world. We begin to understand that the currents are not just physical forces. They are a reminder of the slow, deliberate rhythms of life itself. In the deep ocean, life moves with purpose, but it moves at its own pace. There is no need to hurry, no need to race toward a destination. The ocean's currents are a reminder that sometimes the most profound beauty lies in the quiet moments of stillness, in the gentle movement of the water, in the slow, patient rhythms that shape the world. As we leave behind the movement of the currents and continue our journey into the deeper ocean, we are greeted by the vastness of silence. This silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of stillness. The ocean at this depth is not simply quiet. It is a profound silence that fills every corner of our being. The deeper we go, the more we realize just how quiet the ocean is. In the deep, there is no noise of the wind, no sound of waves crashing against the shore. There are no birds, no rustling of trees, no sounds of life above. It is a place where sound seems to disappear, swallowed by the darkness and the weight of the water. In this silence, we are free to focus on the slow, steady rhythm of our own breath, the only sound that seems to exist in this world of stillness. The silence of the deep is not empty. It is filled with the quiet hum of the ocean's movements, the subtle shifts in pressure, the slow undulations of the currents. This silence is a living thing, a constant presence that fills the space around us. It is a silence that speaks to us, not in words, but in the calm, steady pace of the ocean. It is a silence that invites us to slow down, to rest, to become part of the rhythm of the deep. As we continue our journey through this vast, silent world, we come to understand that the ocean is not just a place of physical space. It is a place of mental space as well. The ocean's silence allows us to clear our minds, to leave behind the noise of the world above. Here, in the deep, we can let go of our worries, our thoughts, our concerns, and simply be. The ocean's silence creates a space for us to rest, to reconnect with ourselves and with the world around us. The silence of the ocean is not unsettling. It is comforting. It is a reminder that there is peace in stillness, that sometimes the greatest comfort comes not from noise or activity, but from quiet reflection. The deep ocean is a sanctuary, a place where time slows down and the world fades away, leaving only the vast expanse of water and the quiet pulse of life beneath the surface. As we float deeper into the ocean's embrace, we feel the profound sense of peace that comes with this silence. There is no need to rush, no need to fill the space with sound or activity. In the deep, we find rest in the stillness. We drift, unhurried, floating in the vastness of the ocean, letting the silence wrap us in its soothing embrace. As we move deeper into the abyss, the ocean begins to reveal its most delicate secret, the rhythm of the tides. In the vast expanse of water, we might assume that everything is in a constant state of stillness or change. But the ocean operates on cycles, each one dictated by forces that are as old as the planet itself. The tides are one of the most powerful forces in the ocean, yet their rhythms are not hurried. They move slowly, consistently, as if the ocean is breathing in and out, in perfect harmony with the cycles of the earth. As the tide rises and falls, it does not rush. It moves at its own pace, following the pull of the moon, the sun, and the unseen forces of gravity. The ebb and flow of the tides are a constant reminder that everything in the ocean is connected, that every drop of water, every movement is part of an ancient, unbroken rhythm. The tidal forces are not simply a result of the moon's gravitational pull on the ocean's waters. They also reflect the subtle shifts in the Earth's movements. When we observe the tides, we see a constant cycle that has been in place for billions of years. These tides shape the ocean, moving water from one side of the planet to another, creating waves and currents, and guiding the ebb and flow of life. Every creature in the ocean feels the pulse of the tides, moving with it, adapting to it, and living in harmony with its rhythmic beat. As we drift through the deep ocean, we begin to feel the rhythm of the tides in our very bones. It is a slow, steady movement, not dissimilar to the beat of a heart. The tides guide everything that lives in the ocean, from the smallest plankton to the largest whales. Their movements are not rushed, they are patient and deliberate, flowing in harmony with the natural cycles of life. The tides are a reminder that time in the deep ocean moves differently. There is no need for urgency. The ocean operates on its own time, following the slow and measured rhythms that have shaped life for eons. We begin to notice the effects of these tides on the creatures that inhabit the deep ocean. Some creatures, like the giant jellyfish, use the rhythm of the tides to help them move, floating gently along the currents with the ebb and flow of the water. Others, like the deep-sea crabs, use the tides to guide them to their feeding grounds, where the tides bring nutrients from the depths. These creatures, like all life in the ocean, are in tune with the tidal rhythms that govern the waters, moving slowly, deliberately, as the tides dictate. The most fascinating thing about the tides is how they are inextricably tied to the cycles of life. The rise and fall of the tides are not merely physical phenomena. They are part of a larger, interconnected system that has been evolving for billions of years. The creatures of the ocean have adapted to this rhythm in ways that we are only beginning to understand. From the deep-sea creatures that rely on the tides for movement and food, to the creatures of the surface that follow the rhythms of the moon. The tides are a constant force that shapes every aspect of life in the ocean. As we continue our journey through the depths, we are reminded that the rhythm of the tides is not just a physical movement of water. It is a pulse that runs through every living thing. The ocean, in all its vastness, operates in cycles, each one flowing seamlessly into the next. The tides guide everything, from the smallest plankton to the greatest whale. The creatures of the deep are not in a hurry. They are in harmony with the tides, moving slowly and steadily as the ocean itself does. There is a profound peace in the rhythm of the tides. It is a reminder that everything moves in cycles, that life follows a natural, unhurried flow. In the deep ocean, time seems to stretch and bend, and the tides carry us along, like the slow, steady beating of a great heart. The ocean moves with the tides, and so do the creatures that inhabit it. There is no need to rush, no need to race towards some unknown destination. Life here moves at its own pace, following the natural ebb and flow of the tides. The tides are also a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. They connect the surface world to the depths below, creating a constant exchange of energy and nutrients. As the tides rise and fall, they bring with them the essence of life, sweeping it across vast distances, from the depths of the ocean to the shores of distant lands. The tides do not differentiate between the creatures that live in the deep and those that live near the surface. They are a unifying force, bringing life together in ways that are both quiet and profound. In the deep ocean, the rhythm of the tides is not a rushing force. It is a slow, deliberate movement that creates a sense of calm and stability. There is no urgency here. The tides move at their own pace, and everything in the ocean moves with them. It is a reminder that sometimes the most profound beauty lies in the slow, unhurried movements of life. The tides are not in a hurry, and neither are we. Here, in the deep ocean, we are in perfect harmony with the slow, steady pulse of the water. As we continue our journey through the ocean's depths, we are slowly starting to uncover some of the hidden wonders that lie beneath the surface. The deep ocean is often seen as an inhospitable place, a world of crushing pressure and eternal darkness. But beneath the surface life thrives in ways that are beyond our wildest imaginations. The deep ocean is a place of mystery and wonder, a realm where beauty is found not in the light, but in the darkness. The creatures that call this place home are unlike anything we know. They are born of the deep, adapted to the extreme pressures, freezing temperatures, and lack of light. They have evolved in ways that seem almost alien to us, creating a world that is completely unique. Here, we find creatures that have no eyes, no need for vision, relying instead on their other senses, touch, smell, and the faintest glimmers of light to navigate the darkness. One of the most fascinating creatures we encounter in the deep ocean is the anglerfish. This remarkable fish uses a bioluminescent lure, which extends from its head like a glowing fishing pole. It is a tool for survival, a way to attract prey in the pitch-black waters of the deep. The anglerfish's glowing lure flickers in the darkness, guiding unsuspecting prey closer, only for the anglerfish to strike with lightning speed. It is a creature perfectly suited to the deep, its body built for the pressures of the ocean, its senses honed for the dark world it inhabits. Another wonder of the deep is the giant squid. This elusive creature, known for its enormous size and mysterious nature, is a true marvel of the deep ocean. The giant squid moves silently through the water, its long tentacles trailing behind it like ghostly ribbons. It is a creature of the dark, its bioluminescence glowing softly in the shadows. The giant squid, like many creatures of the deep, uses its bioluminescence to communicate, attract mates, and navigate the darkness of the ocean floor. It is a creature that thrives in the stillness, moving with grace and purpose in the vast, silent ocean. But the deep ocean is not just a world of strange creatures. It is a world of remarkable beauty. The underwater landscape is dotted with seamounts, underwater mountains that rise from the ocean floor like ancient sentinels. These towering peaks are home to a variety of creatures, providing shelter and sustenance in an otherwise barren world. The seamounts are not only geological wonders, they are also oases of life, teeming with species that have adapted to the unique environment of the deep. As we continue our journey through the depths, we come to realize that the deep ocean is full of hidden wonders, creatures and landscapes that exist far from the reach of the surface world. It is a place where beauty is found not in the light, but in the silence, in the stillness, and in the slow, patient rhythm of the ocean. As we continue our journey into the abyss, we reach one of the most mysterious and least explored regions of the ocean, the abyssal depths, where light is an impossibility and the pressure is enough to crush anything that dares to venture too deep, are the ultimate frontier of the deep ocean. Here, in the profound darkness, life continues in ways that are both alien and beautiful. This is a place where only the hardiest creatures survive, and where the mysteries of the ocean are preserved in untouched silence. The abyss is the largest and deepest part of the ocean, extending from depths of 4,000 meters to over 11,000 meters. This region is a world apart from the surface, an environment where the pressures are thousands of times greater than those we experience at sea level. The temperature is near freezing, and the water is dark, with no natural light reaching this far down. Despite these extreme conditions, life thrives here in forms we can hardly imagine. At these depths, the creatures that live here have adapted in extraordinary ways. They have developed unique physical traits and behaviors that allow them to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their bodies are soft, pliable, and capable of withstanding the crushing pressures of the deep. Some creatures, like the abyssal octopus, have developed large bulbous eyes that can capture even the faintest traces of light in the deep. These creatures are built for survival, their senses finely tuned to navigate in complete darkness. One of the most remarkable inhabitants of the abyss is the deep-sea anglerfish. Its bioluminescent lure, suspended in front of its face, casts a faint, eerie glow in the pitch-black waters. This glow is used to attract prey, drawing it in close before the anglerfish strikes with terrifying speed. The anglerfish's body is built for the abyss. Its jaw is capable of stretching open wide enough to swallow prey larger than itself, and its glowing lure is a beacon in the dark, guiding life toward it in a dance of survival. Another creature that thrives in the abyss is the giant squid. This elusive predator has long been the stuff of legend, with its massive tentacles and enormous eyes. The giant squid's large size helps it navigate the vast spaces of the abyss, while its ability to use bioluminescence to communicate and attract prey gives it an advantage in the complete darkness. It is a creature that moves with a strange elegance, its long body and tentacles gliding through the water like a ghost in the dark. The abyssal depths are not just home to strange and mysterious creatures. They also contain some of the most fascinating geological features in the ocean. The ocean floor at these depths is covered with deep-sea trenches, underwater canyons, and seamounts, mountains that rise from the ocean floor like giant submerged sentinels. These geological formations create a constantly shifting landscape that is both beautiful and dangerous. Some of the deepest points of the ocean, such as the Mariana Trench, are located in the abyss, and these locations remain some of the least explored places on the planet. Despite the extreme conditions, life continues to thrive in the abyss. The organisms that live here are not only adapted to survive the crushing pressures and freezing temperatures, but they have also developed unique mechanisms to deal with the absence of light. In the abyss, bioluminescence is the primary source of light, and creatures like the anglerfish, squid, and jellyfish use it to attract prey, communicate, and navigate. These glowing creatures create a faint, ethereal light in the otherwise dark waters, illuminating the abyss in ways that seem otherworldly. In this deep, silent world, time seems to slow down. The creatures of the abyss are not in a hurry. They move at a pace dictated by the slow, steady rhythm of the ocean. Life here does not rush, but instead moves with deliberate calm, each creature existing in harmony with its surroundings. The abyss is a place of peace and stillness, where life moves at a gentle pace, and the darkness is not something to fear, but a part of the natural world. As we continue to descend deeper into the abyss, we feel the overwhelming silence around us. The pressure increases, but so does the sense of calm. The abyss is a place where time seems to stand still, where life flows in its own unhurried rhythm. The creatures we encounter are adapted to the darkness, and they navigate this world without the need for light. They exist in a quiet, almost meditative state, moving with the slow rhythm of the ocean's depths. The abyss is not a place of chaos or fear. It is a place of quiet power, where life persists despite the extreme conditions. The creatures of the abyss are not fragile. They are survivors, perfectly adapted to the harsh environment they call home. Their presence here is a testament to the resilience of life and a reminder that even in the darkest, most inhospitable places, life finds a way to thrive. As we float in the abyss, surrounded by the quiet stillness and the faint glow of bioluminescence, we are reminded of the vastness of the ocean. This is a world that few humans will ever experience, a place of mystery and wonder that remains largely unexplored. But even in this darkness, life continues, moving slowly and steadily in the unbroken rhythm of the ocean. As we descend into one of the ocean's most mysterious and profound regions, the trenches, we encounter some of the most extraordinary creatures on Earth. The deep-sea trenches are the lowest and most isolated parts of the ocean, places so deep that no sunlight ever reaches them. These trenches, like the Mariana Trench, stretch miles below the surface, creating a world where the conditions are extreme and the environment is unlike any other on Earth. At these depths, the pressure is so intense that it would crush most human-made machines. The water is near freezing, and the absence of light creates an environment that seems inhospitable to life. And yet, despite the extreme conditions, life flourishes in the trenches. The creatures that live here have evolved to survive in ways that defy our understanding. They have developed unique features and behaviors that allow them to thrive in an environment that is alien to us. One of the most fascinating creatures of the trench is the gulper eel. This remarkable eel has an enormous mouth that can stretch to an almost comical size, enabling it to swallow prey that is larger than its own body. The gulper eel's body is designed to withstand the crushing pressures of the deep, and its large mouth allows it to take advantage of any food that comes its way. It moves slowly, deliberately, in search of prey, using its unique mouth as both a weapon and a tool for survival. Another creature of the trench is the giant amoeba, an organism that seems almost otherworldly in its size and appearance. This massive single-celled creature moves slowly across the ocean floor, its body translucent and gelatinous. The giant amoeba is a scavenger, feeding on whatever detritus it can find, but its sheer size and ability to survive in the harshest conditions make it a true wonder of the trench. The trench is also home to the deep-sea anglerfish, a creature that has adapted to the darkness in remarkable ways. The anglerfish has a bioluminescent lure that it uses to attract prey, drawing unsuspecting creatures close enough for it to strike. Its body is dark and sleek, designed to move silently through the deep waters, its glowing lure acting as the only source of light in an otherwise pitch-black world. The anglerfish is perfectly suited to the trench, where light is a rare commodity, and it survives by making the most of what little light it can create. But the trenches are not just home to predators. They are also home to scavengers and filter feeders. Creatures like the deep-sea shrimp have evolved to survive by feeding on the organic matter that falls from above, sifting through the ocean floor for nutrients. These creatures are perfectly adapted to the trench's environment, and their slow, deliberate movements are a testament to the patience required to survive in this harsh world. In the trenches, life exists in a fragile balance. The creatures that inhabit this world are not built for speed or power. They are built for survival. Every creature in the trench has evolved to live in harmony with its environment, adapting to the crushing pressures, freezing temperatures, and absence of light. It is a world where life moves at its own pace, a pace that is dictated by the slow, unhurried rhythm of the deep ocean. The trench is a place of mystery, where creatures have developed in ways that are beyond our understanding. The darkness of the trench is not something to fear. It is simply a part of the natural world. The creatures of the trench have embraced the darkness, finding ways to navigate and survive in a world that seems inhospitable. They are a testament to the resilience of life and a reminder that even in the darkest places, life finds a way to thrive. Beneath the ocean's surface, hidden from the eyes of most, there are places where the Earth's heart beats most fiercely. These are the underwater volcanoes, giant structures that rise from the ocean floor like ancient, sleeping giants. These volcanoes, scattered throughout the ocean, are not merely geological phenomena. They are life-giving centers, teeming with energy and sustaining the ecosystems that thrive in the ocean's depths. The forces at work beneath the ocean are immense. Beneath the ocean floor, the tectonic plates of the Earth shift and collide, creating magma chambers that bubble up toward the surface. These underwater volcanoes are the result of this process, a constant reminder that the Earth is still very much alive. The eruptions of underwater volcanoes do not bring destruction, but rather new life. As the magma erupts from the volcanoes, it creates new landforms and releases essential nutrients into the ocean that support a rich diversity of life. One of the most remarkable features of these underwater volcanoes is the hydrothermal vents that accompany them. These vents are like underwater chimneys, spewing out superheated water laden with minerals from deep within the Earth's crust. The water that flows from these vents is rich in nutrients, and it creates oases of life in the otherwise barren ocean floor. These hydrothermal vents are home to some of the most unique and extraordinary creatures in the deep ocean. At these vents, life thrives in a way that would seem impossible in the absence of sunlight. The creatures that inhabit this environment do not rely on the sun for energy, but on the chemicals that spew from the Earth's core. One of the most fascinating creatures here is the tube worm. These creatures are anchored deep in the ocean floor, their long, slender bodies extending upward into the water, where they are nourished by the chemicals that flow from the hydrothermal vents. Inside the bodies of these tube worms live bacteria that convert the chemicals into energy, allowing the worms to survive in this harsh, dark environment. The environment around these hydrothermal vents is hostile and unforgiving, but it is also teeming with life. The deep-sea creatures that live here are perfectly adapted to the extreme conditions of temperature, pressure, and darkness. The water around the vents is scorching hot, yet the creatures that live here have evolved to survive in these conditions. Some have developed protective shells or specialized bodies that can withstand the intense heat. Others, like the giant clams, rely on symbiotic bacteria to provide them with the nutrients they need to survive. These underwater volcanoes and hydrothermal vents are also home to unique species of fish, shrimp, and crabs, many of which are found nowhere else on Earth. The constant supply of nutrients from the vents creates a thriving ecosystem, one that is isolated from the rest of the ocean. The creatures that live here are completely adapted to this environment, and they play a crucial role in the overall health of the deep-sea ecosystem. These underwater volcanoes are not just geological features. They are the lifeblood of the ocean's deep ecosystems, supporting a diversity of life that is both strange and beautiful. As we explore the landscape around these underwater volcanoes, we are struck by the surreal beauty of the environment. The ocean floor is dotted with strange rock formations and bubbling vents, creating a landscape that seems otherworldly. The blackness of the ocean is broken by the soft glow of bioluminescent creatures, their glowing bodies illuminating the otherwise dark waters. The air is thick with the smell of sulfur, and the water is warm, unlike the freezing cold temperatures that surround us elsewhere in the deep ocean. It is a place of contrasts, hot and cold, dark and light, life and death. But it is also a place of creation, where the Earth's inner energy sustains a vibrant and unique ecosystem. The underwater volcanoes are not just geological wonders. They are living, breathing ecosystems in their own right. These volcanoes shape the ocean floor, creating new habitats and influencing the movement of ocean currents. The flow of water around these vents is constantly changing as the forces beneath the Earth's crust shift and realign. The volcanoes themselves are constantly evolving, sometimes erupting violently, sending waves of molten rock into the surrounding water. But even after the eruptions, life finds a way to return, creating a cycle of destruction and creation that mirrors the rhythms of the ocean itself. As we continue our journey, we realize that the underwater volcanoes are not just isolated phenomena. They are connected to the greater system of the Earth. They are part of the planet's global network of geologic activity, and they play a vital role in the health of the oceans. The nutrients that flow from the hydrothermal vents nourish the ocean's deep ecosystems, sustaining a web of life that is as intricate as it is beautiful. These volcanoes are not just a testament to the Earth's power. They are a reminder of the delicate balance of life in the ocean, where everything is interconnected and interdependent. As we descend deeper into the abyss, we enter one of the most desolate yet fascinating regions of the ocean, the cold, dark depths that remain untouched by sunlight. Here, we encounter a world unlike any other, a world of complete darkness, where the temperature hovers just above freezing and the pressure is so intense that it would crush anything that ventures too deep without the necessary adaptations. It is a place where life continues, not in defiance of the conditions, but because of the extraordinary adaptations that allow creatures to survive in this hostile environment. The abyss is not simply a place of darkness. It is a realm where silence dominates. Here, the water is still, the only movement being the subtle rise and fall of the water column, the gentle shifting of currents that carry nutrients from the surface to the depths. The abyssal depths are a place where time seems to stretch, where every moment feels like an eternity. It is a world of slow-moving rhythms, where life follows the same unhurried patterns it has followed for millennia. At these depths, the creatures that inhabit this world are perfectly adapted to the extreme conditions. They are built for survival, not speed. The abyssal creatures are slow-moving, deliberately so, conserving energy in an environment where food is scarce. And every movement must count. Their bodies are designed to withstand the crushing pressures and near-freezing temperatures, with soft, gelatinous bodies that can compress and expand as needed to survive the immense pressure. One of the most striking features of the abyss is the absence of light. The ocean at these depths is a place where darkness is complete and unbroken. There is no sunlight to penetrate the waters, no natural light to guide creatures or plants. And yet, in this dark world, life thrives. Many of the creatures in the abyss have developed bioluminescence, using their ability to produce light as a tool for survival. This light is used for various purposes, attracting prey, finding mates, and sometimes even confusing predators. The glow of bioluminescence is faint, a soft and eerie light that flickers in the darkness like tiny stars, guiding creatures through the void. In the abyss, one of the most remarkable creatures we encounter is the giant squid, one of the ocean's most elusive and mysterious inhabitants. These creatures are masters of the deep, using their bioluminescence to communicate, attract prey, and navigate the ocean floor. The giant squid moves slowly, gliding through the water with its long, powerful tentacles trailing behind it. The soft, glowing light of its body creates an ethereal atmosphere, casting a pale glow in the deep ocean. Another remarkable creature of the abyss is the deep-sea anglerfish, with its glowing lure that hangs from its head like a fishing pole. This lure is a beacon in the darkness, attracting unsuspecting prey toward the anglerfish's sharp teeth. The anglerfish's body is adapted to life in the abyss, its large gaping mouth designed to swallow prey larger than itself. It is a predator that thrives in the deep, using its bioluminescence to attract, confuse, and trap its food. Despite the extreme conditions, the abyss is not an empty, lifeless void. It is a world of quiet resilience, where life exists in harmony with its surroundings. The creatures of the abyss have adapted to the darkness, the cold, and the crushing pressures, and they move through their environment with a slow, deliberate grace. There is no rush here. Life in the abyss moves at a pace dictated by the rhythms of the deep ocean. The abyss is also home to deep-sea crabs and shrimp that scavenge along the ocean floor, feeding on the remains of creatures that have fallen to the depths. These creatures are perfectly suited to their environment, with tough exoskeletons that protect them from the pressure and cold. They move slowly, methodically, as if aware of the delicate balance of life in the abyss. Every movement is calculated, every resource carefully conserved. In this world of darkness and cold, there are no seasons, no day or night. Time is irrelevant in the abyss, and yet life continues. The creatures here do not rely on the sun's warmth or the surface world's seasonal rhythms. They live in a world where the passage of time is measured in slow, unhurried movements. The abyssal depths are a place where life has evolved to survive in extreme isolation. Yet still, it thrives. In the abyss, we are reminded of the immense power and resilience of life. The creatures of the deep have adapted to survive in a world where humans would not last a minute. They live in harmony with the darkness, the cold, and the pressure, moving slowly and steadily through a world that few have ever seen. The abyss is a place of quiet strength, a testament to the ability of life to survive even in the harshest conditions. As we float deeper into the abyss, we feel a sense of awe and wonder. The abyss is not a place of fear or danger. It is a place of peace and resilience. Here, life moves at its own pace, following the slow, deliberate rhythms of the ocean. There is no rush, no need to hurry. The abyss is a place of calm, a place where life continues in perfect harmony with the forces of the deep. As we descend further into the deep, the silence becomes more profound. There is no sound here, save for the faint whispers of the ocean currents as they flow gently through the dark depths. The silence of the deep ocean is not an absence. It is a presence, a quiet, enveloping force that fills the space around us. In the deep, the world is still, and everything moves at a gentle pace. Time itself seems to slow, and the pressures of the world above are forgotten. The quiet of the deep ocean is unlike any silence we know. On land, silence is often accompanied by an eerie stillness, a sense of emptiness. But in the deep, the silence is full. It is the silence of an ancient world, a world that has existed for billions of years, long before the first human ever walked the earth. This silence is not empty. It is rich with the sounds of life, moving slowly through the ocean. Every creature, every current, every movement is part of the great, slow rhythm of the deep. The creatures that inhabit this world are not in a hurry. They move through the water with the same unhurried pace that defines the rhythm of the ocean. There is no rush here, no frantic competition. The ocean moves at its own pace, and the creatures that live in it have learned to move with it. There is no need for speed or urgency. In the deep, life exists in harmony with the rhythms of the ocean. The deep is a place of contemplation, where time slows down and the world above feels like a distant memory. Here, in the profound quiet, we can let go of the noise of the world and simply be. There is no need for words, no need for action. The deep ocean exists as it always has, in perfect stillness. We float gently, surrounded by the quiet vastness, feeling a sense of peace that can only be found in the deep. As we drift deeper into the abyss, the deep ocean reveals its most ancient secret, the eternal, unchanging nature of its rhythms. The ocean is vast, but it is also ancient. It has been around long before humans, before animals, before any life above the water's surface. The ocean holds within it the history of the earth itself, its rhythms and cycles unchanged for millions of years. The ocean is not just a body of water. It is an archive of time, a vast reservoir that holds the stories of the planet's past. From the ancient seas where life first began, to the deep trenches where we find life that has existed in isolation for millennia, the ocean is a record of the Earth's history. The deep ocean, in particular, holds the keys to understanding how life began and how it has evolved over time. Its quiet, unhurried rhythms are a testament to the long, slow processes of change that have shaped our planet. In the deep, time moves differently. There is no rush here, no sense of urgency. The ocean moves at its own pace, following the slow, steady rhythm of the Earth's natural cycles. Life in the deep is not measured by days or years, but by the slow shifts in temperature, pressure, and the currents that govern the ocean's movements. It is a world where every moment is part of a larger, unbroken flow, where each wave, each current, each movement of water is part of the eternal rhythm of the ocean. In this world, the creatures that inhabit the deep ocean have learned to move with this rhythm. Their bodies are designed to survive in a world where time seems to stretch and bend, where everything moves at a slow, deliberate pace. The deep ocean is not a place of frantic activity or competition. It is a place where life moves in harmony with the natural cycles of the planet. One of the most fascinating things about the deep ocean is how it operates as a time capsule. While life on the surface has been shaped by constant change, by the rise and fall of civilizations, by the evolution of plants and animals, the deep ocean has remained largely unchanged. Life in the deep ocean moves at a different pace, and the creatures that inhabit it have adapted to the slow, deliberate rhythms of the ocean. These creatures, like the ancient sharks and jellyfish, have existed in their current forms for millions of years. Their bodies finely tuned to the conditions of the deep. The ocean, in its vastness, holds a secret. The deep is not just a place of survival, but a place of preservation. The creatures here do not compete in the way life on the surface does. Instead, they exist in a state of perfect balance, moving in harmony with the rhythms of the deep. Their slow movements are not signs of weakness, but of strength. They have adapted to their environment in ways that allow them to thrive in a world where time is measured in millennia, not minutes. As we continue to explore the deep, we come to realize that the ocean is not just a place of mystery, it is a place of wisdom. The ocean has seen the rise and fall of entire ecosystems, the shifting of tectonic plates, and the evolution of life itself. It holds the answers to many of the questions we have about the origins of life, the cycles of the Earth, and the future of our planet. And yet, it remains largely unexplored. The deep ocean is a frontier that we have only begun to understand, a place that continues to reveal its secrets slowly over time. The rhythm of the deep ocean is like a heartbeat, steady and unchanging. It is a reminder that life, in all its forms, is part of something larger than ourselves. The ocean's cycles are not just a backdrop for life. They are the foundation of life itself. The creatures of the deep are not isolated or separate from the world above. They are part of the same web of life that connects all living things. The deep ocean is a reflection of the planet's ancient past and a window into its future. In this world of silence and stillness, we come to understand the true nature of time. Time in the deep ocean is not linear. It is cyclical, flowing in rhythms that are too slow for us to comprehend. The deep ocean is a place where time exists in its purest form, untouched by the rush of life on the surface. It is a place where we can reflect, where we can slow down and feel the eternal rhythms that have shaped life on Earth. The ocean is not a place of chaos. It is a place of peace, a place where the passage of time is not a burden, but a gift. As we continue our journey, we are reminded that the ocean is not just a place to explore, it is a place to learn. The rhythms of the deep are a reminder that life is not a race. It is a slow, deliberate journey, one that unfolds over time. The deep ocean teaches us to be patient, to move with the rhythms of the world, and to embrace the slow, steady flow of life. In the deep ocean, night never ends. The light of the sun is a distant memory, a fleeting phenomenon that only exists in the shallow waters near the surface. Here, in the abyssal depths, darkness is complete and perpetual. It is a world where the only light is that which is created by the creatures themselves. In this world of constant night, life has evolved in ways that we can only begin to understand. The creatures of the deep ocean are the true masters of the dark. They have adapted to life without light, relying on other senses and bioluminescence to navigate, communicate, and survive. In this world, darkness is not a challenge. It is a way of life. One of the most fascinating aspects of life in the deep ocean is the prevalence of bioluminescence. In the absence of sunlight, creatures have evolved the ability to produce their own light, creating a soft, eerie glow that illuminates the darkness. This light is not just for show, it serves a practical purpose. For many deep-sea creatures, bioluminescence is a tool for hunting, attracting mates, and avoiding predators. The anglerfish, with its glowing lure, is one of the most well-known bioluminescent creatures. This small, predatory fish uses its glowing lure to attract prey in the darkness. The lure, which extends from its head, glows with a faint, otherworldly light, drawing smaller fish close enough for the anglerfish to strike. It is a creature perfectly adapted to the dark, its bioluminescence providing both light and camouflage in the vast blackness of the deep. Other creatures, like the firefly squid, use bioluminescence in more complex ways. The firefly squid, found in the waters around Japan, creates intricate patterns of light to communicate with others of its kind. The squid's body glows brightly, creating a beautiful, mesmerizing display of light in the darkness. This bioluminescence is used for mating, signaling danger, and establishing territory. The deep-sea jellyfish is another master of the dark. Its soft, glowing body floats gracefully through the water, casting a faint light in the depths. The jellyfish's bioluminescence is not just for attraction. It is a defensive mechanism. When threatened, the jellyfish's glow intensifies, creating a burst of light that may confuse or distract predators. But bioluminescence is not just for predation or communication. Some creatures, like the deep-sea octopus, use their glowing bodies to blend into their surroundings. The soft, bioluminescent light helps these creatures hide from predators, camouflaging them in the dark depths. In the darkness of the deep ocean, bioluminescence is a lifeline. It is a way for creatures to survive in a world where the sun never shines. The creatures of the night are not helpless in the face of darkness. They are masters of it, using their natural glow to navigate, hunt, and thrive in a world that is entirely their own. As we float through this world of eternal night, we realize that the creatures of the deep are not just surviving. They are living in ways that we can hardly comprehend. Their adaptations to life in the dark are a testament to the resilience of life itself. In this world of constant darkness, life has found a way to not just exist, but to flourish. As we drift deeper into the final chapter of our journey, we are reminded of the ever-changing nature of the ocean. The ocean is not a static entity. It is a dynamic, living system, constantly shifting and evolving. The creatures that inhabit it, the currents that guide it, and the very water that makes up its depths are all in constant motion. But in the face of change, the ocean remains resilient, adapting to the challenges it faces. As we emerge from the deep, we begin to think about the future of the ocean and the challenges it will face in the years to come. The ocean, once seen as an endless, untamable force, is now under increasing threat from human activity. Climate change, pollution, and overfishing are all taking their toll on the delicate ecosystems of the ocean. Yet despite these challenges, the ocean remains a powerful force of life, a reminder that life finds a way, even in the face of adversity. The future of the ocean is uncertain, But it is not without hope. The ocean is resilient, and so are the creatures that call it home. As we continue to explore the deep, we see that life in the ocean is not just about survival. It is about thriving in harmony with the rhythms of the planet. The ocean is a place where life continues despite the challenges it faces, and it serves as a reminder that even in the darkest depths, there is always the possibility of renewal and change. As we move deeper into the abyss, we come across a unique and fascinating phenomenon of the ocean's depths: hydrothermal vents. These underwater geysers spew hot, mineral-rich water into the surrounding ocean, creating isolated oases of life in the otherwise barren and dark world of the deep. These vents are not just physical features. They are the lifeblood of ecosystems that exist far below the surface, supporting complex communities of organisms that have evolved to survive in extreme conditions. Hydrothermal vents are found along the mid-ocean ridges, where tectonic plates are shifting and the Earth's crust is constantly being pulled apart. These vents are the result of volcanic activity deep beneath the ocean floor, where magma from the Earth's mantle rises and heats the water around it. As the superheated water rushes up from the Earth's depths, it carries with it minerals like sulfur and methane, which are essential for life in this extreme environment. What makes these vents particularly intriguing is the way life has evolved to thrive around them. Without sunlight, these ecosystems rely on a process known as chemosynthesis. This is a form of photosynthesis that does not rely on sunlight, but rather on the energy provided by the chemicals emitted from the vents. The bacteria that live around the hydrothermal vents harness this energy, converting it into food, which in turn feeds other organisms. These bacteria form the foundation of an ecosystem that exists without any reliance on the sun. The creatures that live around these vents have evolved to thrive in the high temperatures, toxic chemicals, and crushing pressures of the deep ocean. One of the most famous inhabitants of these regions is the tube worm, a creature that can grow up to 3 meters long and lacks a digestive system. Instead, the tube worm relies on the bacteria inside its body to process the minerals and chemicals from the surrounding water, providing it with sustenance. The tube worms are covered in long, hair-like filaments that extend into the surrounding water, absorbing the necessary nutrients from the chemical-rich environment. This remarkable adaptation allows them to survive in a world where no other food sources exist. The hydrothermal vents are also home to other extraordinary creatures, such as giant clams, shrimp, and crabs. These creatures have adapted to the extreme conditions by developing symbiotic relationships with the bacteria that thrive in the vents. The clams have specialized gills that allow them to absorb nutrients from the vent's chemical output. Similarly, the shrimp and crabs feed on the bacteria, creating a web of life that supports entire ecosystems in the darkness of the deep ocean. As we observe these incredible creatures, we begin to appreciate the resilience and adaptability of life. These organisms have developed mechanisms to survive in one of the most hostile environments on Earth. The constant flow of hot water, the lack of sunlight, and the toxicity of the chemicals that fill the water would be unbearable for most organisms. Yet here, in these isolated ecosystems, life persists, thriving in ways we could never have imagined. The vents are also home to creatures that rely on different forms of energy. Snail species, for example, have evolved to feed on the mineral-rich crusts of the vents themselves. The complex interactions between species around the vents create a fragile but balanced ecosystem that exists in perfect harmony with its environment. This ecosystem has been around for millions of years, and scientists believe that it may hold clues to understanding the origins of life on Earth. The idea that life could exist in such extreme conditions has profound implications for the search for life beyond our planet. If life can survive here, in the dark, chemical-laden depths of the ocean, then perhaps it could also thrive in the harsh environments of other worlds, like the icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn. As we float above the hydrothermal vent, we feel a deep sense of awe at the complexity of life in the deep ocean. These vents are not just hot springs under the sea. They are thriving ecosystems that show us the true resilience of life. The organisms here do not need light to survive, and they do not depend on the sun for energy. Instead, they harness the raw power of the earth itself, thriving on the energy and chemicals that seep from the planet's core. In this hidden world, life has adapted to survive without the very conditions we take for granted. The deep ocean reveals that life, in all its forms, is capable of unimaginable adaptability. As we journey deeper into the ocean, we are reminded that the forces that govern life on Earth do not stop at the surface. In fact, one of the most significant forces influencing life in the ocean is the moon. The gravitational pull of the moon creates the tides, which are an essential part of the ocean's ecosystem. While we are accustomed to seeing the effects of the tides on the surface, the moon's influence extends far beyond the shore. It shapes the rhythms of the ocean, affecting everything from the movement of water to the behavior of marine creatures. The tides are created by the gravitational pull of the moon on Earth's oceans. As the moon orbits the Earth, it causes the water in the ocean to bulge outward, creating the rise and fall of the tides. These tidal movements are a constant and regular rhythm, occurring every day, twice a day in most areas. The pull of the moon affects the surface waters, but its influence extends deep into the ocean. The movement of water caused by the tides affects everything from the nutrients that are transported through the ocean to the migration patterns of marine creatures. At the surface, the tides are visible and easy to observe. The rising and falling of the water creates beaches, tidal pools, and coastal ecosystems that are constantly changing. The rise and fall of the tides can cause significant changes in the shoreline, creating new habitats for creatures that live in the intertidal zone. These tidal zones are among the most biologically diverse regions of the ocean, as the constantly shifting tides create a variety of habitats for creatures to live in. But the moon's influence goes much deeper than the surface. Below, in the depths of the ocean, the tides are still felt. The slow, rhythmic movements of the tides help circulate water throughout the ocean, bringing nutrients and oxygen to the depths. These tidal movements create currents that travel vast distances, shaping the entire ocean system. The movement of water caused by the tides influences the distribution of plankton, the foundation of the ocean food chain, and helps to regulate the temperature and salinity of the ocean. In the deep ocean, where sunlight never reaches, the moon's influence is even more profound. Creatures that live in these depths have evolved to respond to the subtle shifts in the ocean's currents, influenced by the tides. Many creatures in the deep, such as deep-sea fish and squid, use the rhythms of the tides to help them navigate the vast and dark expanse of the ocean. The tides create a gentle, constant flow of water, which helps guide these creatures through their environment. The moon's influence is also felt in the migrations of marine creatures. Animals that travel long distances, such as whales and sea turtles, use the tides to help them navigate. The ebb and flow of the tides help these creatures find their way across vast expanses of ocean, guiding them toward feeding grounds, breeding sites, and safe habitats. The moon's pull is a guiding force, providing a steady rhythm that these animals have learned to follow. In a way, the moon is like a metronome for the ocean, keeping time with the gentle rise and fall of the tides. The creatures of the ocean have learned to move with this rhythm, adapting their behaviors to the constant flow of the water. Whether it is the migration of a whale, the movement of plankton, or the slow movement of the ocean currents, the moon's influence is felt throughout the entire system. The deep ocean operates on a timescale that is much slower than the world above, but it is no less regulated. The moon's pull creates a constant rhythmic flow that sustains life in the ocean, from the surface to the deepest depths. The ocean is often thought of as a powerful force, a force that can be both destructive and calming. The deep ocean, with its vastness and silence, has a profound ability to heal. It is a place of refuge where the pressures and stresses of the world above seem to melt away. The ocean's rhythms, its ebb and flow, provide a sense of peace that can soothe the soul and calm the mind. In the deep, time slows. The pressures of the world above are forgotten. There is no rush, no urgency. Everything in the ocean moves at its own pace, following the natural rhythms of the water. For many, simply floating in the quiet expanse of the ocean can provide a deep sense of relaxation. The deep ocean offers a reprieve from the hustle and bustle of life, a chance to reconnect with the planet's natural rhythms. The therapeutic benefits of the ocean are not just a matter of physical relaxation, they also extend to the mind. Studies have shown that spending time near or in the ocean can reduce stress, improve mental clarity, and promote overall well-being. The sound of the waves, the sight of the endless horizon, and the gentle motion of the water all have a calming effect on the mind and body. The ocean is a place where we can let go of our worries and reconnect with nature. In the deep, we are reminded that life does not need to be fast or frantic. The ocean's rhythms teach us to slow down, to move with the current, and to appreciate the stillness. The creatures of the deep live without hurry, following the slow, unbroken rhythms of the water. And as we drift deeper into the ocean, we too begin to move at the ocean's pace, allowing its healing power to wash over us. As we begin our journey back toward the surface, we reflect on the depths we've explored and the profound connection we've made with the ocean. The deep ocean, a place of mystery, power, and quiet beauty, has shown us a world that is both ancient and timeless. It is a world where life moves with a slow, deliberate rhythm, where time is measured not in minutes or hours, but in millennia. The creatures we've encountered, from the bioluminescent jellyfish to the mighty squid, from the tiny plankton to the massive whales, all share a profound connection to the rhythms of the ocean. They live without hurry, following the slow ebb and flow of the tides and currents, moving in harmony with the natural world. In their stillness, they remind us that life does not need to rush, that there is beauty in patience, in moving with the rhythms of the earth. The ocean, with all its vastness and silence, has a unique ability to heal. It offers us respite from the chaos of modern life, a place where we can reconnect with nature, slow down, and find peace. Whether we are floating on its surface or drifting in the deep, the ocean's embrace offers comfort and clarity, a reminder that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. As we leave the depths behind, we take with us the lessons of the ocean, that life moves in cycles, that we are not alone in this world, and that there is a quiet, steady rhythm that binds us all. The ocean reminds us that we are connected to everything around us, the creatures of the sea, the land, and even the skies above. It is a reminder that the world is full of wonder, if only we are still enough to notice it. In the silence of the deep, we discovered that sometimes the greatest beauty lies in the quiet moments. We realize that we are part of something much larger than ourselves, that the ocean's rhythms are not just part of the Earth's physical makeup, but are tied to the very essence of life itself. The deep ocean, in all its mystery, shows us that there is a peace that comes from simply being present, from moving at the pace of nature, and from embracing the slow, steady flow of time. And as we begin to rise from the depths, we are reminded that the ocean's journey is never truly over. The tides will continue to ebb and flow, the currents will keep moving, and the creatures of the deep will keep thriving in their quiet, unhurried way. Life in the ocean is eternal, and though we leave its depths, we carry its rhythm with us. As we surface and feel the warmth of the sun once again, we are not the same. The ocean has changed us, not by overwhelming us with force or speed, but by teaching us the value of stillness, patience, and harmony. The deep ocean has shown us that life does not need to be fast, loud, or frantic. It can be calm, peaceful, and deliberate. And in that calm, we find strength. Thank you for joining us on this journey. As we leave the ocean's embrace, we are reminded that no matter where we are, the rhythms of the ocean will always be with us, guiding us, soothing us, and reminding us of the quiet beauty that exists in the deep.